Hi. So first of all, thank you so much for having us on. My name is Kelli Coons, and I'm a technology coach in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
All right.
This is my 7th, 8th year being a technology coach, and started out with a journey through Google, Digital Promise, Edtech Team, and now I work with Spartanburg School District 5 in their elementary age group. And so I work with 3 different elementary schools on a daily basis to effectively and impactfully integrate technology.
Awesome. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm Ainsley Hill. Mrs. Hill Teaches on Twitter. I am an instructional technology facilitator from Arlington, Tennessee, which is right outside of Memphis. I serve an elementary school there, and what I do is teach teachers how to do cool things with their devices and how to integrate technology effectively.
Awesome. I'm going to get right into it. What the heck is iCollaborate? Talk about it.
Well, it actually was born here at FETC last year.
Oh.
And not here in New Orleans.
Happy birthday
But-
to iCollaborate.
It was actually just born out of our journey digitally, connecting with one another through social media, following one another, and just really finding the commonalities that our jobs had, that are just our purpose in education is. And so we decided that, hey, if we can't work together in a school building or present together right now at FETC, we're going to find a way to collaborate and keep each other company in this space where you often feel like a lone wolf in this position. And so out of that, we were able to collaborate with one another and pull other ed tech peeps into the fold by, doing a book study together online.
Oh, that's awesome.
And pulling in a couple just amazing authors that we met at FETC last year, the Merrills.
The Merrills.
Yeah.
Great people.
We
Crow,
love them.
as I like to call them, Kristen and Joe.
Yes,
Crow.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely love them. They were on board. They participated in the Twitter chats and the live Zoom. And so we brought some other people that are here at FETC that we've seen actually for the first time that were involved in that book study, but we had never met them in real life. But we just cultivated that PLN together, and it was born last year at FETC. So,
And a little bit more about that, our journey, we just met yesterday, which is pretty cool in person. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy, right? That's
true.
awesome.
So this is my second year doing this position.
Okay.
Last year was my first year at FETC. I didn't know anybody. And so coming from the SPED world, that's where I came from.
Yeah.
I taught SPED, and I did not have a community. I felt isolated.
Working in a silo.
Yes,
essentially.
Exactly. And I got burnout from that. So changing to this role, I'm going to change that. I'm going to find a community. And so I got on Twitter and I started talking to people, and that's kind of how we found each other. We were hashtagging FETC the whole time, and we actually were in the airport at the same time, and we still didn't meet each other.
Oh.
And I tried to get to her sessions, but
Sounds
I
like
didn't.
a movie plot.
Yeah. I tried to get to her sessions, but she was workshop level and I was at a basic, so I couldn't go see her. And she's fancy.
no.
I did not know that I had to have a premium for that. So I never got to meet her. And so after FETC, she reached out to me to set up a Zoom call. And I was like, great, this is my first step into this community.
Yeah.
And wow, I'm so glad I did, because we had so many great projects throughout the year to collaborate, and we finally got to meet.
That's awesome. So you guys met in a digital landscape, a digital space, didn't pass by each other at the airport, but we're at the same location. This idea has been brewing. You guys have been working on it. And then yesterday, for the first time, you guys actually met in real life.
And it was, and no disrespect, it was anticlimactic because we walked in and it was like, hey, and then hugged, and it was almost like,
Then we just got down to business.
yeah, why do we feel like we've been just continuing a conversation that we've had for a year? And it felt very much like that. So,
Because you picked up where you left off.
Right.
So we want to
All the fluff was out of the way.
we're doing this presentation to show people connections like that can happen, and we're proof of that.
Yeah, and not just a connection, but a meaningful connection.
Yes.
Right.
And both of you said something that really struck a chord with me, because I felt it as well, that we as coaches, we work in silos. As a matter of fact, my session yesterday, which is titled "What Baking a Cheesecake Taught Me About Coaching."
I saw that.
Is coaching is a very isolated position. You know, our department, we meet once a week. And once a week, a lot of times I walk out and think, am I even doing the right job? Am I fulfilling what I'm supposed to be doing? Because a lot of times when we hear what others are doing, maybe it doesn't align with what you're doing at your campuses, right? Or vice versa. Sometimes you might make someone else feel like they're not doing the right thing or they're not good enough or what have you. But the fact of the matter is that all campuses have different needs, different requests, different struggles in that. So there definitely needs to be a community of coaches to pat each other on their back, to at times just be an open ear to listen. And hey, you know something that I probably don't know. Let's learn from each other.
Right.
So that's awesome that you guys built this. So you guys did a book study.
Yes.
What did you book? I was going to say, what did you book? What book did you study?
The interactive class by the Merrills.
Crows.
The Crows.
Yes,
right.
by the Crows.
Okay.
Right? But just through meeting them last year at FETC and their willingness and openness, because we wanted to do a book study where we could involve the authors, and that they would they would interact with the participants. And
no pun intended.
Right, no pun intended, but totally. But we really wanted to bring that to the people that were participating, and they're the Crows.
Yeah.
Are incredible people who really want feedback, really want to know how the strategies that they put in this book, how are those coming to life in classrooms?
Yeah.
And what was your experience? And what would you have done differently? And what have you seen teachers do differently? And what's something that maybe if we decide to do this again, interactive class part 2, or even more interactiver.
Interactivist.
If we decide to do this again, what are some things that we might consider moving forward? And so I think our participants were kind of mind blown by that, because it was like, wait a minute, what? Somebody is listening to what people in our position do. And, we're the boots on the ground in the classroom and with the teachers, and the teachers are facilitating that with the students. And Merrills are active in their classrooms as well. So it's not somebody who once did the job that you do, and they're talking about the glory days of the great things. They're still active in the classroom, and that experience is very meaningful because it brings authenticity to everything that they put in the book. And so it was realistic for people.
It was so powerful, too, just to get all of those coaches together to discuss a topic. And we just formed so many connections with the people that we met through that experience. And so now when we see them at these conferences, just like the interaction with me and Kelly, we go up to them and we're like, oh my gosh, hey, how are your kids? How are you doing? And it's just so nice to have that, to feel like you're a part of something.
It's literally the human connection.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which at times is missing from our positions and our titles and what we do. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's pretty powerful. So how many times have you launched this particular session? Or have you launched it yet?
We are about to head to the session right now. It starts at 11. We are going to talk about the power of creating this network and expanding your network, and how to do that, how to look for certain hashtags, how to participate.
Ooh, that's awesome.
And not being afraid to share your ideas. And I think that was kind of holding me back until Kelly said, let's do a book study. Let's do it together. And after I just got past that fear of nobody wants to listen to me, my network expanded. So we want to share that with people, and we're going to bring in a resource that I like to use to help grow those connections. It's called the Flow Tag by the company Flow Code.
Yes, I have mine in my bag.
Yes. So it's basically a QR code. You can stick it on the back of your phone or your work badge or your FETC badge like me, and you can share your whole social ecosystem through that flow tag. So we're going to be handing out some flow tags at this session. So got a lot of different designs. Very excited. But that's just a tool that we use to connect with others.
All right.
And quickly.
And very quickly.
If it can't happen quickly, then what's the point? If I got to click 15
Absolutely.
different things.
Let me look for my business card.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do that
Yeah.
anymore. Like,
me-
you
let me
can
chase
tap
you
it
down.
or scan it.
Yeah. Oh, NFC.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was NFC as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
Like, Link,
that thing is
you can tap it.
probably setting off so many devices in my bag right now.
Oops. You
Well,
just got to
right.
put it on your phone then.
Yeah, I got to do that. I have to do that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, is this your first time in New Orleans?
mine, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I grew up on the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Ah,
So this feels like home to me.
got it. Favorite meal so far?
Ooh, okay, me first.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so last night, well, it wouldn't be like a full meal, but I live in South Carolina, but I grew up in Flint, Michigan. And so oysters are kind of a new thing for me since living in South Carolina, but I've never tried them. And my son loves them. He'll suck them down out of the shell with a cracker, and I
Hot
don't.
sauce.
Yes, and I can't do all of that, and I say can't, and I rarely say the word can't, but I just can't.
You can't slurp a booger down? That's basically what it boils down to, right?
So right, and you just said like a trigger word. Booger. Anyway, so for the first time last night, I have had fried oysters before, but last night. Right, but last night Ainsley introduced me to what would you say?
Charbroiled.
Charbroiled oyster, and it was seasoned, and it had some deliciousness all
Parmesan.
over it.
Hey.
So she said, just kind of scoop that fork in there and then pop that mussel away from the shell and just put it in your mouth. And I did. It was delicious.
How many did you have?
How many did I have? 3 or 4?
It was a lot.
We went to Felix's.
Okay.
But the best oysters in town is at
Okay.
Bourbon House, to me.
Really?
That's my opinion,
Okay.
yeah. I did take her to Bourbon House last night.
We did do that. But I was like dabbling in other things.
I also introduced you to crab claws, sauteed crab claws.
Yes. I had never had the sauteed crab claws before.
And they put the spice on the outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's an experience because you don't just have the meat. It's like you're,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
New Orleans.
And then
I love
the
it.
super special part, which is lovely, is my friend sitting right next to me,
Who you just met yesterday.
absolutely, who I just met yesterday, but who is sweetly with child, and
Yes.
so people have offered us beverages, and
What?
She's got to turn that down, right? Because her state.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm doing June with a baby boy.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Sorry,
It's my second baby boy.
right?
Boys are easy.
Yeah.
You
Love
can,
boys.
you can wipe in either direction.
So she had to turn out. She's had to turn several beverages down that have been offered for us. So what was very lovely.
Did they reciprocate back to you, kind of thing?
They
Or-
tried.
Okay.
They
All
tried.
right.
But a couple sitting next to us last night at dinner at the Bourbon House offered to buy us dessert. And so since we're talking about food still. So Ainsley knew she was going to have the creme brulee, and I got the Bananas Foster's cheesecake from the Bourbon House.
Whoa,
Okay,
whoa,
so our desserts were delivered to us, and we had extra forks still from dinner. And the lady was like, "I'll bring back your spoons." And
We were already like halfway through with our fork. We didn't even care. That it was
Oh.
I was eating ice cream with the fork. It was delicious.
That is pretty
Amazing.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I love that. Just the different food experiences.
And the
in that here.
kindness of strangers to buy you dessert.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's the way to my heart.
So I'm a sucker for fried oysters. I love oysters in any shape or form, but when I come to New Orleans, I have to have an oyster po' boy
Okay. Yep.
with a good mayonnaise, a lot of shredded lettuce, some fresh tomato, and then some. I like their homemade vinegar-based hot sauces on it. Oh,
Where do you get it?
yes.
Yes.
I get them everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get them everywhere.
Everywhere.
I will say that one of my favorites is Mother's.
Okay.
And if you go to Mother's, big shout out to you guys, get their cheese grits. Awesome cheese grits. A lot of butter. And they're low fat.
the
You
key.
had me at cheese.
Yeah,
And
they're
the
low
butter.
fat. They're
Had me
no
at butter.
carbs, and they're actually fat free if you don't eat them. If you don't eat them.
If you don't
What
eat
if you
it,
Yeah.
Don't you just, when you stir them up to cool them down, don't the calories just release into
They
the
do,
air?
yeah,
That's what I
they
thought.
do.
That's what I thought.
I put some cracked pepper in there.
Yes. You had a picture of a donut on your social media earlier this week, and
with
it
the
was
Andy's Mint.
from
Andy's
Hertz
Mint.
Donut.
Hertz Donuts.
Besides
and
the
it
fact
didn't
that
hurt
that is
going
the
down. It was
coolest
awesome.
name, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was legit. I love Andy's chocolates. Chocolate and mint is a great combination. A very slept on combination.
Yeah.
It's like eating chocolate and brushing your teeth at the same time.
Gotta be
It's
healthy,
minty.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it cancels each other out.
As long as it's not the
But
chocolate
it was like
Hershey's.
covered in crushed Andes. And it was a cake donut. I'm not a real big fan of cake donuts. So
You're more of a Krispy Kreme person,
Krispy Kreme are not my favorite.
Okay.
I can't think of the name.
but not cake. Not cake.
Yeast donuts.
Yeast
I like
donuts.
yeast
Yep.
donuts. Yes.
Yep.
But this was a cake donut, but it was so good, and it was 9:30 at night, so I couldn't have a cup of. I didn't want to have a cup of coffee with it, but it was good because it wasn't tainted by coffee or anything else. It was just
Purely donut.
purely donut. Okay.
I have an affinity for donuts.
Yeah,
That's
I call
just
them power
because
rings.
it goes deep back in my family, and my grandfather owned several donut shops when before I was born. But in Flint, Michigan, with the auto industry right there, he had several donut shops, and so when the guys would come in and off their shifts. I mean, that was my dad's high school job. He used to have to go into work at like 2, 3 in the morning when he was in high school to
Make
make
the
time to
donuts.
make the donuts, right?
Absolutely.
So,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Anything else you guys want to share on your session? And I'm assuming you're going to take this and run with it for a 2.0 later on down the line, right?
I would like
I'm
to.
game.
I would
Yeah.
like to. Yeah, for sure. And maybe just further develop some other things together.
Any
see.
room for a third person in on this?
Absolutely.
Like a
You want to
male
come?
Yes.
Do you want to come?
sitting across from
Let's
you?
do it.
Yes.
I'll
We're
bring
down.
the donuts.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
all
I'm
right.
there. I'm there.
Yeah,
but
count
absolutely.
me in. Let's do this. I'll be at ISTE. Are you guys going to be there?
I am due the week before.
The week before? Okay. You'll be there.
Sure.
I don't know
can make
yet.
that work.
I don't know yet.
Okay. All
It
right.
was my plan to be there, and then I got pregnant. So,
Yeah.
next year it's going to be in Denver. So I'm definitely
Ooh, I've never been there.
going there.
Okay. All right. Well, how can people connect with you on social medias?
So I am Kelli Coons, and I am at Kelli Coons _ because somebody else has the regular at Kelli Coons, and they're not active. And I've messaged them to ask them if I could have it.
I didn't know that.
Do we need to pay a visit to someone kind of thing?
I mean, I kind of want to, but it's okay.
Who
And
can
then
we talk to about this?
Instagram is at Kelli Coons. I think it's regular. It might be _ as well, just to keep that uniformity. But
Okay.
but most active professionally on Twitter.
All right.
I can be found at Mrs. Hill Teaches on Twitter. I'm most active there. I do also have an Instagram, but I'm putting out resources,
Okay.
talking more on Twitter.
Okay. Sounds good. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being a part of the show. Thank you for everything you're contributing to our education and coaching community. I mean, we forget about the coaches at times. We focus so much on the teachers, but
Yes.
we need
We
need
are all
resources
out
as well.
there.
Yes.
We are there.
Yes. So thank you guys for everything you're doing, and enjoy the rest of your conference. Good luck on your session. I know you guys are going to rock it.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for
you.
being a part of the show.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having
much.
us.
Thanks for having us.
Okay.